channel. This video is actually going to be my workout split, but seeing as I'm going back into improvement season, I thought I would do a video based on my cut, my photo shoot prep, how I did it, and give you all a bit of information. I get questioned all the time how I did it, what my calories were, so I thought I'd do a video truly based on it. I feel like this will be helpful for a lot of girls. Obviously I had to make a nice coffee for this video. So I'm going to start with the timeline. So I actually started this cut for a photo shoot and a little bit of a practice prep for my bodybuilding competition next year. This practice prep was the best thing I ever did because I've got to know my body, I've learned so much about what works for me. I fucking smashed it. I smashed it. I'm gonna insert pictures of my before and after, but yeah. So I started prep on the 5th of April. I was 83.5 kg. Finished prep on the 27th of July because that was the week of the photo shoot. I was about 67. My weight was kind of fluctuating the last week. And I actually since then dropped even more considering my calories had gone right up. So how many weeks is that? Let me work it out. Oh, it's on my laptop. That's why I've got my laptop here because it just shows me everything. So the Fifth of April, it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. It was about a 12-week cut. It flew by and I loved it. I thrive being on low calories, high cardio, smashing training. Like it gives me that goal to work towards. I had a goal, which was the photo shoot, which obviously made things a lot easier. I feel like if you don't have a goal, it's very hard to get into that mental mindset. Actually not cheat, because when I tell you I didn't cheat, I actually did not cheat once. Had no off plans. Off plans were completely taken out. I was eating the same thing every day. My calories were super low. Let's talk calories. Obviously, everyone's calories will be different depending on their body type, depending on their weight, their height. I'm a tall girl, I need a lot of calories. My calories actually probably didn't go as low as a lot of other people's would. I have a coach. She gives me all the correct information. She knows everything. She knows how my body works, which is why this was safe. I don't want anyone to copy my calories and think that's what's going to work for them, because it 100,000,000% will not. So every week my calories were actually decreasing. I think we started, I've got my timeline here because I obviously have all the information on my tracker that my coach does. So I'm just going to go on and have a look at my calories from the start. My calories actually started at, when I started my photo shoot, when I started my cut, my calories were at 3,100. That's a lot of food because I'm a tall girl, I need a lot. Again, every single week those calories decreased, but they'd only decrease if they needed to decrease. Some weeks I stay on the same calories because I was dropping weight and my check-in photos, I looked a lot better and you could see the weight was falling off of me, so it didn't need to be changed. But I then went down to, my lowest calories were actually 1,300, which actually people go a lot less than that. So, oh no, I got that wrong. 1,200, and that was the end of June. But then we did a carb load and my calories actually were straight back up to 2,700. Even the week before photo shoot prep, we had to bump my carbs right up. Something me and my coach have learned is that I need a lot of carbs. I was on about 400 grams of carbs something ridiculous. It's just what my body needs, and I still looked quite flat on my photo shoot. But again, this was so beneficial to me for my bodybuilding show next year, because I know that I'm gonna need carbs before show day. I'm just a carby girl, you know. But yeah, everyone's body's different. A lot of other people need a lot of fat. My coach, she needs a lot of fat. She's barely on any carbs. I'm the complete opposite. Check-ins towards the last, I'd say 5 weeks. Towards the last month, I was checking in with my coach every single day. I was in that gym at 5 in the morning, doing my check-ins because I had to do it fasted, and just getting shit done. I would then do my cardio, I'd then eat, then train. My whole life revolved around that gym, and to be honest, it still does. So yeah, routine. You have to have such a good routine. You have to dedicate your whole life to that cut, otherwise it's not going to work. Let's say one day you don't get enough sleep and you wake up and you can't be arsed, so you skip your cardio. That's just going to set you up for failure. I've never done that. I have never done that. I see no people that do that, and it's why they don't get the best results. I personally feel like you have to get on with it, and if you're not in that routine and you skip days, or you have a bit more food one day, realistically it's not going to make a difference, but that will keep happening because you're like, oh, I've done it once and nothing happened, so I can do it again. That's how my brain works anyway. I could never do that to myself. Routine is so important when you're doing a cutting phase. Socialising, social occasions, family and friends. I feel like this is why I feel like this sport was made for me, because I don't like socialising. I don't have friends. Honestly, it is possible. I know people in that gym that are very social and they've got on stage and they've managed it. It's been hard, but they've managed it. Don't get me wrong, the biggest fallback for me was probably not giving my time to my family. And I do actually have a friend, by the way. But she was very understanding. My family were understanding, don't get me wrong. My mum would moan at me every single day about my moods and having no energy and not making time for like my grandparents, but people around you have to support that. You need a good support bubble to be able to do this, and if you don't have that, it makes things very, very difficult. Obviously a lot of people don't really understand how hard it actually is, but they will. Trust me, my mum now fully understands, but at first she did not understand at all. A lie, I would remove myself from those situations. However, during my prep, it was my granddad's birthday and everyone was going out for a meal and I had to go. I couldn't not go, I had to go. I was dragged. I'm going to insert a picture of what I ate because you're all going to laugh. And honestly, every single person in that restaurant was looking at me like a freak. I actually went away during prep on a family holiday because this was like the last family holiday I could go on before I enter bodybuilding shows next year. It was interesting. I'm going to insert the food I was eating. Let me tell you, the chef was so nice. It's about who you know. It's a very big accomplishment for me doing that holiday because I absolutely smashed through it, considering it wasn't self-catered. So the chef actually came up to me on the second day. The first day, let me tell you, I was messaging my coach. I was stressed to hell because they had no plain chicken, no plain beef. On the first night, I had the chicken which had some sauce on it, and I was literally wiping the sauce off, peeling all the bits off so that it wasn't any extra calories, and that's how obsessive it got. But I was in prep. Luckily the chef on the second day came round to me. He'd obviously noticed I'd been picking up my food and I actually would make my oats in my room and ask them to microwave it for me in the restaurant. They obviously noticed something was wrong. I explained, and then every day from there he made my separate meals. I was eating boiled chicken and boiled beef, and let me tell you, it was revolting. However, we managed. We managed, and I did it, and I'm so proud of myself, but I will not be doing that next year. I definitely will not be doing that again, because it was so hard. It was hard, and it was actually really embarrassing. Next, I want to talk about training, cardio, and steps. I was pretty much on 10k steps throughout my whole cut. I think on a rest day I was on 12k, but other than that it was pretty minimal. 10k is easy, I personally think. Big walk in the morning, that's already 8k done for me, so I really didn't struggle in that department. Cardio, I think my cardio went up to 30 or 40 minutes. I honestly can't even remember now, but I love cardio. Some days it was hard and I really did struggle, but I now miss my cardio. Going crazy. It was easy. And I would always get my cardio done fasted regardless. So number one, it was out the way. Number two, it is more beneficial doing it fasted. I actually don't know the ins and outs of that, but that's what I've been told. Obviously, I was still training with a lot of intensity. It did get to that stage around the last 3 weeks where I obviously was on minimal calories, I had no energy, my weights weren't going to be as heavy, and I had to pull back. I did a week where I was leaving reps in reverse, which was fucking boring. I'd rather have not even trained. And then I wasn't training the last week, so I miss it so much. I really want to be back in prep, but yeah. Let's talk about my training split. So my training split is still the same as it was. Glutes, rest, pull, lower, rest, push, quads, rest, full upper. Can't go by week, but I had 3 leg days and 3 uppers, and I just separated them out. I did all these sessions, however, the rest days I did when I needed them. I didn't have a set day for it because I didn't know how I was going to feel. If my body was fucked, I had to take a rest that next day. Say I needed to train on the Monday, but I was fucked from my sessions before, I would take a rest day. I just feel like you have to listen to your body in this stage, because otherwise you will just make yourself ill. You know, rest is so important. As much as I hate to say it, and I know that my coach will be listening to me like, you never take rest. I do, but I hate doing it. It does something in my brain, and it really gets me in a bad mental state, but I'm learning. Vitamins and water. I was actually on 7 litres of water, which I was on 5 to start, then went up to 6, and then went up to 7. Honestly, when I was on 5, I was like, how do people do more than this? Blah, blah, blah. But when I got to 7, it was just, it literally, everything you do becomes your routine. You know, I'd get up, I'd do everything. I'd make sure, like on the stepper machine, I'd have my full 1.5, and that was, so by 7 AM, I'd already had 1.5 litres. Like, you have to really think it through in your head and what works best for you, but you get so used to doing it that every day just is the same. So I was taking 3 lots of vitamin C with my breakfast, my pre and my post. Multivits, vitamin D, magnesium was so important for me. Biotin, which that wasn't recommended by my coach. That was actually recommended by a blood test that I did. So yeah, that was vitamins. You know, sleep. I know a lot of people take sleep stacks, ashwagandha, but I don't ever struggle with my sleep. I get 9 to 10 hours of sleep every night. that was my routine. Sleep is so important, and I can't stress that enough, but I never really struggled with sleep, luckily. I thought during the end of it I would, but I didn't, thank God. I think that covers everything, but yeah, if you're looking to go into a cut or into a prep, or you want to do a bodybuilding show, my biggest piece of advice is to get a coach. Honestly, my coach, I could not do this without my coach. It's so helpful. Obviously there is so much information out on the internet now, out on social media. I'm sure it's possible, but I just feel like there's nothing more useful than someone who she examined my whole body. She knows my whole body more than I do, and it's just so important. I obviously know that you can do like calorie counters online, which work out your cutting calories, your maintenance calories. You put your height, your weight, your age in. I'm sure they're great, but for me, having a coach was just perfect. Like, my food was low. I would have never known I needed high carbs to make me look better. Like, during the end, when I was fueling on carbs, I was still dropping weight and my calories were literally doubled. It's mad, because I would have never known that. How does someone know that? I don't even know how it works, but I'll take it. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed listening to me sit here rambling, but I feel like it's nice for you to get to know what I did, see my progress, see all the things that I learned along the way and how I did it, and I hope you gained something from this video. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what videos you want to see, because I actually have so many ideas. So many ideas, and I'm so excited to do my next video. So